Welcome to Nice Rooms Reviews. Today we are looking at Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Vortex. This is going to be the first of the Bruticus set. Pardon me. It's going to be the next combiner we're getting in the Chug line. Be forming one of the arms, and he has like some nice paint deco, good color breakup. Arms are a little wonky. It's got these thrusters that are attached to his shoulders that there's not really any good way to put them, because if you point them up, you get all that lovely hollowness that we love. And so just pointing them forward is pretty much the only thing you can do with them. Point them down, I guess, but I don't know, that just doesn't look right either. So, and then he's got the tail of the helicopter mode just hanging off his arms. Not too many things you can do with this. Not pinned in, it's held with friction joint, so you could theoretically pop that out, but repeatedly doing that will definitely weaken the joint and increase your chance of losing it. You could just keep it like that, and that doesn't look too bad, but still is not ideal arm kibble. I personally think it looks better when you have him like this, because arm kibble hanging off the back to me looks better than the arm being enveloped by the kibble. But he's got these really dinky hands, and the forearm blasters definitely help to hide that. He's got the forearm blasters, and he's got his one main blaster. And the rotor also comes off. It is separate in the box, so. But it's very obvious, so you're not going to really have much of a chance of throwing it out unless you are just completely oblivious. Scales nicely. Let's zoom out a little bit. With the other modern arm bots. All pretty much the same size. He might be just a smidge shorter than the others, but not by much. All right. Transformation for him is pretty simple. The one thing is they have this piece right here that you put over his head. Turn his head backwards, put that in there. It just tucks into back right here. You have to take that out, or you can't get the arms up. This piece does almost nothing. Doesn't help to hold his head, doesn't click into it, so it doesn't hold it in place. It just covers up, can't even see it right now, the little bit of red sticking out from his eyes on the side that you would not notice in vehicle mode. But got to put it up there. So to me, that looks like it's just extra parts for they serve no real purpose when I would have rather had an extra one of these so that the guns could be balanced in vehicle mode. Or, these so that they can compact more so they're not sticking out so much. Or some other placement or use of that budget, because that little cover of his face is a waste, as far as I can tell. This part just swivels back and forth to get it out of your way so that, there we go. Did not want to peg. Just makes transforming the legs a little bit easier. There we go. So you have this little ridge right here on the arm. You want to make sure that that is sticking pointed away from the body when you transform him. Otherwise, the arms won't line up properly. Or, sorry, you want that up and covered or touching the flared part of the arm cover. He's got a landing gear on the back of his head. The front ones are molded in place. And there we got our helicopter mode, and a really nice helicopter mode. Helicopter is pinned, so the rotor spins really well. The back rotor is clipped, but that one spins pretty well too. Now the instructions want you to mount the guns like so. With the handle up. That looks stupid. But there are multiple places where you can mount it. It's got slots for these pegs on the sides. So this can go on either side. This can go back here. And then all the different 5 millis you can mount the handles into. What I like is I like to place the 2 tiny guns underneath like that. And then the big gun there, so it looks more like a military gunship. This is why I was saying I would have liked a second blaster rather than this piece right here that does nothing. Because then we can mount it over here and or mount it on the back so that everything is balanced. Now he will become the arm of Bruticus when he comes out. But he is molded so that he can zoom out here for a second. He can attach to Superion's arm, much of the way that he would attach to Bruticus's arm. And like how Slingshot attaches. This is the first time I've put it on here, so we'll see how easy it is to. All right, let's just take the arm off. There we go. Make sure everything's all nice and tight on there. There we go. Gonna take that off just so that I'm not struggling with that. Oh, that won't spin. There we go. So you won't be able to have any guns mounted underneath, but you could still have them mounted on the front. Like some wrist-mounted blasters. Now the Menasor connections are very different. The splitting apart is all the same, but like the position and the shape of the connectors are different for Menasor, and for Drag Strip and Dead End. Like both each have their own set connectors. So you really can't get him on there, but like any of the skeleton combiners, you can switch out the skeleton arms and legs. What I think is going to happen for Bruticus, though, I don't think he's going to be a full skeleton combiner. I don't think we're going to have the lower leg parts. As the skeletons, like I think like these are going to have to be like you're going to have Brawl and Swindle to have them stand, because they said that they had to. The reason why Brawl is a Voyager instead of a Deluxe is that they had to work the ankle joints into him, much like Scrapper. So I think that the connection for the legs is going to be more like Devastators, while the connection for the arms is going to be more like are going to be the same as with Superion here. And I'm sure that we're going to have Vortex here retooled into and repainted into blades for Defensor, and that's going to get repainted into Alpha Bravo. Because what I think they're going to be doing for Nexus Prime is that they're going to make him a skeleton combiner. And if anyone remembers back with Combiner Wars, the teams all had a new member brought into them. With the aerial bots, you had Alpha Bravo, who was a helicopter, never part of the original team from G1. With the protect pods, you had Rook, who was an armored SWAT vehicle. I think that he's going to be a partial of Brawl. Um, with the Combaticons, wasn't so much a new member, but you had Blast Off as a jet rather than a space shuttle. I think that we're going to get a partial of Slingshot here, or Firefly, one or the other, as repainted into Blast Off colors. And I forget the name of the Stunticon that was added in, but I think that we're going to get him for the other leg. Probably going to be a heavy retool of Swindle. And I think all of those together are going to form they'll be able to combine with their respective teams. But I think that those are going to be the limbs for Nexus Prime. What I hope Hasbro does, if they do this, do a skeleton combiner Nexus Prime, is that they make it so that the skeleton pieces for Nexus Prime will be able to combine the quote-unquote base modes for the combiners together to make one giant Scramble City type bit, a base that for all the combiners base modes together into like one giant mega base that they call Scramble City, because that's where we get the name of this type of combiner. All right, so this has been Age of the Primes Deluxe Vortex, and this is Nice Cream signing out.